Hi, people. Hello, people. I am Emma of Mark Inspirations. You can call me Ajua. I trust you're good and your environment is treating you good, just as you are treating the environment same. That is good. In today's discussion, we shall look at the citizen's role in waste management. And in this topic, we will look at what waste management is briefly, because I know you all know what it is. What the citizen should understand in waste management. What municipal waste and its composition are. The relationship between waste management and the citizen. And we pick a little bit about the role of the government and industry. Today, we are talking about waste management and the citizen. Waste management is a critical industry for the wellness of societies. Indeed, if waste is not managed, societies will not have their well-being. We all generate waste as individuals. I understand that every person generates 0.74 kg of waste on a daily basis. So you can imagine if all of the billions of us have the 0.74 aggregated, do the math, and you can see the volume of waste that would be around us on a daily basis. But thank God for waste management services. Regardless of its importance, waste management is growing at an almost irresistible and overwhelming rate. Waste problems is also growing arm and heel. I call this a tragedy. And amongst the ins and the outs of this ongoing tragedy are the increasing population, rapid urbanization, changing consumption patterns of people. For example, in about 50 years ago, paper bags was the in thing. Almost everybody used loads and loads of paper bags. But today, our consumption pattern has changed, and we are buying food items in plastics and all. So our waste generation style has also changed. As a result, people, we need to understand the problems of urbanization, increasing population, and all that aggregate into waste management problems. The primary focus on what citizens can do to help is what we are talking about today. Harking back, unsustainable on-premises waste management and general waste problems, waste disposal problems in the urban areas can be handled only if we have the involvement of the citizen. If you have the involvement of the citizens, the people who do the generation of the waste, then you'll be able to manage the waste. To be precise on this, waste appropriately managed when municipals, districts, and metros get involved with waste management companies and integrate systems that will help the citizen also participate, then the waste can properly be managed. Modern waste management methods and new styles of recycling can also be introduced when you get the buy-in of the citizen. So you'll be able to control waste, and knowing that it will affect the economics and social issues of the various countries involved. There is a very key need to get the citizen to appreciate what is involved here. In a sense, citizens should be involved in the process and contribute to waste management and recycling operations for a smarter and a green environmental management. In the developing countries, the individuals contribute to waste management directly between them and the waste contractor, where I pick up your waste, and at a particular time that we have arranged in Ghana, we mostly do that on monthly basis. Then you pay the waste contractor. Elsewhere, it's arranged between the real estate companies where waste management fees are charged as part of the monies that go to the real estate people. Elsewhere, it is done through other means and the council pays the contractors. Whichever way it is done, the citizen is involved in this matter. Waste management happens in the cities, and we call that municipal waste. Municipal solid waste. This is the most significant component of global waste statistics. Why? We live in the whole world as humans, and I believe we are the most amongst all the creatures that dwell on this earth. So the waste that is generated by the people is more than any other waste that is generated. Municipal waste is a concept we should be familiar with by now, because we understand that we are the same people who generate the waste. And if we are generating 0.74 kg a day, we should be able to appreciate issues around that kind of generation by now. Where does this type of waste come from? And who is responsible for this waste? If you are able to get who is responsible, then we should be able to get who will manage it. Municipal solid waste is generated by the municipals, the communities, the commercial areas, institutions, recreational areas, recreational activities, garbage generation, rubbish generation, creation of ashes, street cleaning, medical waste, and all other non-industrial solid waste. So municipal waste doesn't consist of industrial solid waste. Basically, we can call the municipal waste urban waste because it is the households that dwell in the urban areas, hotels, offices, shops, and the other institutions that cause the municipal waste. People, what are the components of this municipal waste? Municipal waste consists of food waste, paper waste, paper scraps, plastic waste, rags, old pillows, metal scraps, glasses, just to mention but a few. Also, demolition and construction debris is sometimes found in municipal waste. A small amount of hazardous waste is also found, such as electric bulbs, electric light bulbs, yes, batteries, automotive parts, discarded medications, chemicals. Bits and pieces of these also get to find their way into our waste. For example, if you went to the hospital and you were given some medication and you are healed, or your condition is well and you stop taking the medication and it expires, it goes into your dustbin. It's a chemical. It's a medication that goes into your dustbin. So we get to know as citizens who are going to be part of the waste management journey that the waste that we are managing consists of these components. Solid waste and its disposal is a complex process that requires considering many different parameters. For example, municipal waste authorities must determine where the disposal happens. This means that you cannot collect waste. Say you are a waste management contractor, just gather the waste and go and dump it anywhere. Or I am a citizen, I choose that I will not give my waste to a contractor. So you bundle your waste and go and put it anywhere. You will be arrested and charged. You will be arrested and charged. In certain environments, you cannot even think of it that way. You will not, because that is not how it is done. It cannot be thought of. It can simply not be thought of. Considering the annual municipal solid waste rate and the fact that this waste is mostly formed in the cities, we understand the importance of the amount of garbage produced by one person, like I mentioned earlier, 0.74 thereabout. And the need for you, the citizen, to be involved in waste management solution. You have to be involved in the waste management solution as a citizen. If you are able to manage your waste in a manner that you make the collection process easy, you have started the on-premises waste management already. Overall, the importance of waste management shows itself in both the change of consumption patterns as well as the citizen's health. If you, the individual, is managing your on-premises waste properly, you know from your consumption patterns the kind of waste that you generate. If you are the type who is buying food from outside, your waste is more of those plastics and those kind of packaging stuff. And if you are the type who is cooking at home, your waste is the degradable type, so you know. So now that the citizen is aware and informed that he or she should be part of the waste management process, what is the relationship between the citizen and the waste management process, or the waste management solution and the citizen? Let's look at that. Who is responsible for garbage disposal? Who should not forget that for the global garbage crisis solution, citizens must also be active. Look at the present conditions. The present conditions that we see that households produce many different types of waste. And not all citizens take action towards proper classification of waste disposal. That is sorting out your waste, classifying them. All plastics go here, all biodegradables go here, all bottles go there. In some environments, it is a general thing that everybody do. You indeed have to classify your waste before it is picked. Most of the developing countries are unable to do that, but in the situations that we are getting into, the circumstances that are coming around us, and how the degradation of land is happening, there is the need for us to understand that we need to classify our waste from the generation point. We need to do source separation. That is one primary rule that the citizen, you and I, have to know. If it is that you will not be able to afford a waste bin, you can get a receptacle and at least get to classify your waste into two streams, the plastics and the degradables, or the degradables and all others. That will do the waste management solution a lot of good. You would have been a good manager at that. People, overall, waste disposal in big cities is different and difficult with increasing consequences. Above the very high cost that waste collection, transportation, and disposal may pose on the country, its social and environmental risks are severe too. If we are not managing our waste well, that will be some of the consequence. Our environment will be polluted, even the smell. If you have come into an environment where waste is piled up, the smell and even the air in the area affects your skin. So we need to note that. Consequently, there is the need for more active municipal waste services that consider all requirements and are based on the latest technologies. So the municipal waste directors, the municipal waste officers, people who are in authority and handling the waste management process should be able to inculcate into the system the technology. Some African countries are trying hard to deal with the technology issue, and they are injecting various things. In Ghana, some waste management companies have gone ahead to set up processing units so that the citizens are encouraged to do their classification at the generation point. And when the waste is collected, it is taken to the processing unit so that a lot can be achieved from the waste. Because right now, waste, solid waste, is a resource. Solid waste is a resource. So As it gets to the processing unit and it is classified already, then it goes through the various streams, and those that need to be packaged are packaged, and it is recycled into maybe bins or chairs or plates or anything that is fit for purpose. The degradables are converted into organic compost, and that supports the agrarian community. People, let us look at what the government also does, the government and the industry, because we established earlier that industrial waste was not part of municipal waste. Today, I will not delve too much into the activities of government. I will mention just a little bit and come back to emphasize on the fact that the citizen needs to play a major role in waste management solution provision. As stated before, waste management, due to the importance of environmental issues, has generally been taken into consideration by government. That is so because it is the municipal assemblies, the district assemblies, the metropolitan assemblies, and whichever way your community has been structured, that are in charge of waste. So literally, if I generate waste in my room, the moment the bin is out there, the waste belongs to government, because government, through the municipal district, the local assembly system, I'm using the setup in Ghana, that directs where that kind of waste should go. So if I do not get hooked onto a solution provider, a waste management contractor, and I bundle my waste and I decide to burn it somewhere, it is an offense. And note that you are generating negative externality to your neighbor. Let's say you are in room number 1, I'm in house number 2, and number 1 is burning his waste and the smoke is traveling into my room when I want to have a nap. The negative externality is a border. And various environments decide what they want to do. In Ghana, we have sanitation courts, and if the officers in charge from the municipalities, the districts, the metropolitans come to you and they get you, you will be found wanting. The law will get you. Citizens are already one of the most significant parties in generating waste, next to industrial consumption. They should and must be more active in waste management steps. If you are a generator, it is only fair that you help solve the problem. We are generating waste by the minute on the go. So we should learn, and that is the main reason why I took interest in this topic, to let people understand, especially for those of us in the environment where the waste management process is not aligned the way it's supposed to be, where you can get to bury your waste, for instance, in your compound somewhere. That is not right. And today, you know that you are a solution provider because you are a generator. If you are listening to me and you do not generate waste, then that is it. Maybe you may be absorbed on that note. But once you generate waste, 0.74 plus, you need to help us solve the problem. We should take the role to a certain extent in the disposal process. We need to take action. We need to learn how to properly dispose our waste and follow the process that has been given. What is the process? Generate your waste, classify the waste, that is, sort it at the generation point, put the disposables the degradables in one container, put the plastics in another container. You can put all others in another container. If you live in an environment where it is one truck or one tricycle that will be coming to your home to pick all the waste, don't be worried. You are learning how to classify your waste. One day, when things are a bit okay and the country is able to support, because waste management, people, is capital intensive. So it can be supported by government and it becomes part of the law, then you do not find yourself wanting because you know how to do that already. It is only right for us to put the plastics aside. Today, plastics have value in certain environments. It's a big business in certain environments. Iron rods, pieces of metals also have value. People are buying them and exporting them for smelting in some countries, and they are making money. They will only buy it if you have classified it. I mean, if you have sorted them out. So let us learn to practice that. As a practice, waste management is a shared responsibility and should be a responsibility of the citizen. This is the core of our discussion. Waste management is a shared responsibility. The government has its role, the contractors have their role, and you and I, the generators, we have our role. At another time, we will talk about good governance in waste management, and we will understand into detail the roles of the other parties in the cycle of waste management solution provision. People, we have to raise consciousness. We have to raise consciousness on the fact that citizens should learn how to recycle and recycle effectively. If we do not do this, we will pay in different forms. If we are burning the plastics in our waste in our homes, we will be destroying that small piece of land that you could plant a beautiful flower that will balance the air in your house. If we are throwing them away somewhere, we are destroying the soil structure on that piece of land that could generate some vegetables for you. Buying products made out of some materials, aggravating the climate, aggravating the planet Earth and making it posh, will be the pain or the way we will pay for not managing our waste properly. Because pollution is affecting our environment, and degradation of our lands is also going on, most especially in our developing countries. Currently, citizens lack realization, the realization of imagining the future. If we actually can close our eyes and imagine how the future will be tomorrow with the kind of practices you and I are going through, you can actually try it right now. You know what you do. If you are managing your waste generated in your home properly, it means you are helping provide solution. And for that matter, saving tomorrow's generation. If you are doing it haphazardly, burning it, burying it, throwing it anywhere, then you can imagine the kind of tomorrow that you'll be leaving for the next generation. We do not want to be irresponsible people. So we are encouraged today to be part of the waste management solution provision. And the only reason why I am calling on you, beautiful people of this community, to manage your waste properly is that we are the generators. And the new trend is we should learn to classify our waste at the generation point so that our tomorrow will be beautiful. The next generation will be glad we were around here. So there is a strong need to get the citizens to learn how to recycle, classify, sort our waste at the generation point. How do we do this? How do we get our people to learn this? And what can we do as a people? Yes, we shall get to answer these questions in the next video, people. We shall discuss how to get the citizen to recycle and more to generate a sustainable waste management practice. I believe this video has given you value. So we will continue with our learning the next time I come. Thank you. Bye.